a war going on outside. Many people could run, but they can't hide. The illusion of peace that we have could all fade in a single day. Sometimes thoughts are all the things that we can say. And we all have these questions that remain unanswered. In a world with so many uncertainties, we all have questions. And this one question I have is, tell me who's next? They're not a winner pole. Keep them all stand up, keep them on their toes. Hitting me, running on, pressure, get up on the toe. Who's next? Who's next? Who's next? They're not a winner pole. Keep them all stand up, keep them on their toes. Hitting me, running on, pressure, get up on the toe. Who's next? Who's next? Who's next? Let the devil recruit me into something that we can't afford. You did not care, now you're sitting on a porch. Fast forward to the class war. This is what you asked for. It's the uprise, cause the cops rise. It's the biz that you prescribe. We don't come back, cause you did not. And the place that we made, taking on now. What would you do? If your mama was denied care and they pulled the plug and she thought when you was right there. Dance to the beat with your foot in your knees, with your mind to the streets, to end all of the break. Now everybody gather and clap your hands, cause it's time for us to end all of the plan. Cause the only see us is the Benjamin, and the big charade is about to end. That time is rising.
Hello, hello. We are here in San Diego with a very, very special guest. We have here the neighborhood kids. How are y'all doing?
Good. How about you?
We're doing great.
Yeah, we're doing awesome. Incredible.
Would you guys introduce yourselves?
I'm Verde.
I'm Amon.
I'm DJ JG. I'm the turntablist for the neighborhood kids.
So, if y'all have not heard of the neighborhood kids, you definitely need to go and check them out. They are the voice that needs to be heard and listened to right now. Actually, for a very quite long time, but more than ever. They're more than music and art. They're cultural resistance, and I'm very curious to know about your origins.
When we blew up, we were already doing it, but when we first started, it was just us as solo artists, and then we linked up with DJ JG and just did a bunch of shows. But everything, like, since we made the Neighborhood Kids, was all intentional.
I want to know more about that story. You guys are pareja, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and I, we've been together for about 7 years now. Yeah.
How did it start?
Uh,
Not the relationship, but like, I mean, if you want to tell me about that too, but
It's funny because it kind of ties in. We met at a show,
oh, really?
and then we became friends, made music together, and then the love formed in that process.
And you can see the love in all the music too. Y'all are amazing, and watching you at Joshua Tree perform was just absolutely fabulous. Seeing the energy. So I want to ask DJ
JG.
JG a question. I saw you at Joshua Tree scratching those discs for real. Like, tell us more about that.
Well, I learned in when I was like 15, 16, doing turntablism, and I just saw one of my friends doing it. He showed me like some videos, and I really got into it, like the actual turntablism of it, and doing the scratching and all the tricks. And it was just like something that caught my attention, and I had a huge passion for. And then I met them through a few years later, and then ever since then, like we just started making music together and performing together. And I've always kept that element alive and try to keep it alive because it's a big part of hip hop, and I just love it, and it brings this special energy to the crowd. And every time I play, it's amazing. It feels good.
So you two started on your own, and then the band formed. How did that come about? How did you integrate other people, and how did you actually choose who would be in your band?
It all kind of happened just very naturally. Verde, one of the main important leaders of the group, she always said that we should have a band before we even created the Neighborhood Kids and wanted to rock with a band. And we were already doing stuff with DJ JG. And a friend that I had met in college, Miguel, was our drummer. And he's the one that got us all together, like not even trying to make a band. He just reached out to her and said, whenever you guys need a drummer, I'm there. He came over, and then we had a friend who we remembered, oh, he said he'd be down to play bass. So then we reached out to him. He wanted to play bass. And then our guitarist, our first guitarist, he was someone we met through Instagram that was a producer and a guitarist. And we just randomly said, hey, we have a show next week and we already have a bass and a drummer. You want to come to a practice and see if like it fits. And then they've all been rocking with us since we've changed the bass player, because the other bass player had life to deal with. And he's still a big friend, and we always talk to him. But uh, yeah, it was beautiful to see that our friends just came together to make it happen. And now since then we have a different bass player, the one that you met, Emerson, and then we also have another guitarist. So you met both of our guitarists,
Yeah.
and now we have John, who also engineers our music. So all of it was just through friends, through shows, through the internet. Like it just all naturally came together.
So before we get to the tour part, Berta, I have a question for you,
Yeah.
specifically around women in hip hop, like, and women Latina women in hip hop. Like,
Yeah.
that's very rare and so strong and
Hmm.
amazing. How has your journey been?
It's been quite a journey. I will say there's not just ups, there is a lot of like downs, especially like starting. A lot of people doubt what you do as a woman. Like I'm sure in every field it's always that way, especially when things are male dominated things, like people kind of see you in a way like, oh, you can't do that, type thing. So in the very beginning, it was like that for a really long time, where even when I started making music with him and we would do shows and still people didn't really like know of us or know of our music, like they would always talk to him
Mm.
first, and then after the show, oh my god, like wow,
It's a little sad.
I know, all of a sudden, like after they ignored me, like would talk to him. And it feels a lot of like, I don't know what that's about, because I even see it happen to us too. Like, oh, they introduce themselves but their girlfriend is like behind them and like kind of doesn't like acknowledge them. So I always like to like acknowledge any woman, and I think it's been powerful to be a woman in hip hop, especially like having a message too is like so important, because a lot of things we already know is very material and very also like sexualizing, like, themselves. And you know everyone could do what they want, but I do think there's something so special about what we do, because it's more like, it's not for us really, it's for people around the world really to hear us. And it's really special to see, like I love seeing other women artists, and I love to see like that fire and that, that strength that they have. And I'm sure every woman just as an artist has their stories of, how they came to be what they are, so I really look up to women who are already like so big, like, because they've been through a lot of things,
Well, I already liked you before Joshua Tree, but then I heard the song where you talk about menstruation, and I was like, yeah, yeah. Especially because there's resistance music, but it's not
Yeah.
focused on women, So for
Right.
me, that was really powerful. It was extra powerful to like get to
Thank
see
you.
y'all and then hear that song.
Thank you.
Um, so let's shift gears to the tour. So you all recently went on your first East Coast tour with none less than Tom Morello. How was that experience for y'all?
It was incredible. We brought our whole band with us, all 7 people that you saw at Joshua Tree, and we also brought 2 of our best friends that are videographers, so they were able to document everything. You saw some of the recaps. That was Keanu, and then our homie Tony was there with us. Tony One Love, shout him out. And yeah, it was beautiful being able to travel with our friends and do it. This is our first like we've done like touring, but it was never like a strung out real like tour. It was kind of just a bunch of opportunities that came around the same time, and we just took advantage of them and made like a tour flyer. But this one was like a legit planned tour by his team. We got the email like months before, and it was like, whoa, the team really wants us to go with them. And after that, it's like when reality hits, where how do we do this now, like how do we make it happen, and all the planning and everything. And shouts out to our team for really coming through, and everybody put in something to make it possible. And yeah, It was beautiful. A lot of learning lessons on there, like good and bad, but nothing like really like bad. Just more like one little thing is every place is different, you know, obviously. And there's two airports that are very similarly named in Chicago where our first stop was, and we had the van that we rented at the wrong airport, so we had to drive, or we got an Uber, and it was like an hour, a little over an hour away. So everybody had to wait at one airport while us three, because it was in our name, the van. So we had to go over there, and then we had to drive another hour. So like we had like the whole day planned. So it was like we're gonna get there at a good time so we could do, but then we had to spend an hour to figure out how we're gonna get there. Then the hour getting there, and it was during traffic time. So it's like things like that. But then you also learn how to just maneuver on the stages and how to maneuver like with the whole crew, because who you see on stage is not the people that make everything run. That's just a part of it. There's so many moving parts, and it's cool to see like every crew at every venue and every crew on the team and crew members that are there the whole time, and all these people that really make everything work. So we're able to learn a lot from that, and take a lot of that so that when we do our tour we can do it right. And it was great. It was like a nice tour, and also like a nice like appetizer, if you will, for when we do our own tour, you know, and what we should like strive for.
I think it's interesting to hear that, because a lot of people see the videos or the posts and it's all happy and pretty and all the
Yeah.
good things, which, you know, that's what y'all should get, you know. But it's real. Like, there's a lot of things that happen. There's fundraising. I remember there was
Yeah, yeah.
fundraising on your own, yeah, to just get out there, you know. So like, my respects to y'all. Like, I saw all the recaps and looked fantastic, you know,
Thank
and I
you.
can't wait to see y'all continue growing and seeing y'all go on your own tour. Um, I want to know more about your inspiration, both music and literary. Can't talk today, but yes, because there is a lot of depth within your messages. Is It's not empty words. It's not like following a trend, you know. Although your music is amazing and powerful, um, but yeah, the message is very, very strong. So I'm very curious to know what is your foundation.
You want to go first?
Yeah, when we talk about like foundation, I think we really go back to like our roots in who we are. Like we are Mexican and we are of indigenous descent. So when we talk about what we talk about our ancestors as well, that were, you know, this is our time to be the vessel for them, you know, and the children who, you know, passed on too soon. And I always think about that, like we have to be the vessel for those people that are unable to speak anymore because they're either silenced or just they're gone now. And we as people have to be a voice. Like everyone has a voice, you know, even if you can't speak literally, like you doing art or doing anything like is resistance, is a form of speaking. And it's so powerful to do it with words, you know, because our words are so powerful. And we could use them negatively or we could use them positively, and we choose to be positive, you know, as much as we can. Yeah, we're human, so we do have like bad days, you know, where we don't feel so good. And some of the things we talk about even like put us in like a form of sadness and depression, because it's like this is heavy, this is really heavy. And but we choose to just like have strength over that heaviness and just not let it drown us, but more let it like fuel us. And some people make or say that our music is like angry, which I think that's perfectly okay, because we are angry, we are upset at like things that happen that shouldn't happen, you know. So going back to our foundation, like that's where it comes from, like our roots as humans. Like we do this for our ancestors and for people who can't speak anymore.
And as far as like literary inspirations and people that and musicians and people that really get us going thinking and using our voice for that. Recently, we just watched the Bob Dylan movie, and I didn't really. I've always been told about his writing, and I've heard like the songs, but just rewatching, I'm like, yeah, somebody that really went against the grain to like speak out and stuff. But before that, both of us, or actually all three of us, are big fans of Immortal Technique, and being able to be an opener for him a couple of times, and having a connection with him was beautiful. Brother Ali, another really great revolutionary artist that speaks about real issues, and obviously Rage Against the Machine after coming off that Tom Morello tour. Before that, Zach De La Rocha is one of my favorite lyricists. So just to be in like the same conversation as that group is unfathomable. And then past that, a lot of people will probably think that we read like a lot of books, but we would just read a lot of articles and like historical things and watch documentaries, whatever. But if it comes to books, you can't not have George Orwell in the conversation, 1984. And then I really love that Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury, and how it was about like how society progressed to the point where they just kept getting rid of books, but people were okay with it.
Yeah.
They
Right
were they
now.
were like now and very afraid of books. So people like that are very like thought provoking, but more in like modern times. I'm a huge anime fan. We're anime fans. I got them kind of into anime as well. Attack on Titan, I think, is one that a lot of people should watch because of how it relates to war and the way things go, and how what is an enemy and what is an ally, and how does this world really work, and military complex. Same thing with one of the best shows ever made, Avatar: The Last Airbender. If you haven't watched that show, you definitely need to. That one is a very greatly written show, but it also tackles like the emotions and the effects of war, and how it could how some people prosper off of it and how people are left and destitute. And also Full Metal Alchemist, or Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. That's another anime that also deals with kids that end up being talented in their powers, and end up being picked up by the military to use their powers for them, and then finding out the truth about their government and their history of there. So I think like a lot of animes are very for the most part, a lot of them are about corruption and defying corruption, and acting against it. And yeah, there's so many animes I could list that like tie into that theme, but those are ones that I could give out that have like inspired me in a way to just write about what I write about. And also Yu Yu Hakusho, because that's a really good one. And our upcoming album, pieces of it were inspired by that show too. So yeah.
Um, my favorite book is Animal Farm. So
Oh,
yeah.
awesome!
Yeah.
Animal Farm is incredible.
I also wanted to respond to the whole anger thing. Yes, I do hear the anger, but I also actually feel that there's more love embedded within that anger, than anything else, and there's anger, there's reality, there's so much different emotions. And yeah, to your point, like how can you not be angry? Like how can you not be angry, right? So yeah, I would take that as a compliment,
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
So let's talk about, you just mentioned you have an EP out and you're coming out with a new album. Let's talk about your album. What's next?
True.
Two.
No,
Okay.
no, no. I should
Oh.
like shoes. It's like it's pretty much done there. Usually we don't like. We've always never talked about what we're about to release
You
because
don't have to. We don't have to.
not in that way. I'm just saying like because we've like so many times like artists will like tease that they're working on something and then it takes like a while before you get it. But this one is like literally like in the mixing and mastering stages right now, and it's it's pretty much done. Now we're like just wrapping the final bows on it, where the artwork is pretty much solidified, and um, it's. I'll just put it out there. The name that we went with is called Voice of the Revolution because somebody put that in the comment section that we're the voice of the revolution, and not once, not twice, but I think like 3 times it was in there, and it was one of those like words that just or statements that just kept ringing in our head, and yeah, this one has Biddy Bomb on there, and the backstory on that slightly is that we wanted to make a hip hop project because we do shows just us three. We do shows with the band. We have the EP that you like that has all of our band stuff. This one, our guitarist is also our producer, so he made some tracks on there. JG has production on there. A bunch of like producers that we like made appearances through their beats on there, and it just has the overall theme that like there's like dark and there's light, but overall the tone is hopeful. A lot of it's like more upbeat, but it's very hard, and the topics we talk about. um it's one of my favorite things I've ever worked on, honestly. And our whole um our whole vision was just to make like a classic album, or in our terms or whatever, like a full length project is what we wanted to make, like something that is almost like a movie, or like a good book, something that you could listen to. So every song has like attention to detail on there, and every one of them has meaning. And it all started because we made the song Biddy Bomb, and we had a couple beats that were already like in that same stratosphere, and we wanted to make a project that was true to our hip hop roots, because we have a few hip hop songs out there, but like we really wanted to pay homage or homage to what really made us and what really brought us all together, and it's hip hop, but also the unapologetic truth in it. So Voice of the Revolution coming out soon.
Oh, ya escucharon, it's coming out soon. So what's last message for your audience, for the people, for the comunidad? What are your last words to them?
That's a good question. I would say use your voice in whatever you can, because it's really important right now more than ever. And use any platform that you have, even if you gotta go to the streets. Like, I don't know what you need to do, but you gotta do it, and you need to do it now. Like, it's now, it's not later. And love is the revolution, so that's what it really comes down to. So don't let anything bring you down, really.
Oh. Just I think just be the best you can be, and like Verde said, be the voice of the revolution, and continue strong, with the communities that you're in and everything that you're doing. Do it for the good, do it for the better of the people, and also for yourself, because it all starts within yourself. Working to better yourself for others to be influenced by you is a huge thing. So I'd say just do the best you can. Keep the fight, stay strong, and use your voice and everything that you got to increase this world and make it a better place.
Never lose hope. Never ever lose hope, no matter how dark, how grim anything may be. Hope is what will keep us going. We're right now in a beautiful park and calm serenity, and there's people across the world that have the complete opposite of what we're seeing right now, and we'll never take that privilege for granted. And that is the reason why we use our voice, because we feel everyone should have a chance at feeling this same feeling and being in this same present moment. And it's up to us. It truly is. No matter what act of resistance you can do it to whatever capacity you can, whether it's using your voice, your platform, whether it's educating other people what's going on, whether it's boycotting. Don't let your money go to the wrong hands, and just do your best, and do anything you can. Anything you can do is everything you can do. Much love. We are all the neighborhood kids, and we appreciate you for this opportunity to talk.
Oh, thank you all. Thank you so much. And one last thing, fuck ICE and free Palestine.
That's right.
Right.
Saludos. Bye.
Get your body